everyone, this is the Half-Centennial man. Welcome back to my channel. Well, it has certainly been some time since my last video. It goes without saying, a lot has happened since then, all due to the coronavirus pandemic. My daughter's school has been closed for almost 2 months, and I have been furloughed for about a month now. I have mixed feelings about this situation, and I initially did not want to discuss this on my channel as it is a very sensitive topic for many, especially those who have lost someone to this virus. However, I am quite disturbed about a lot of what I'm seeing and hearing, and I need to get all of this off of my chest. First of all, I do not believe enough people are taking this situation seriously. As I've mentioned before, I'm an X-ray tech. I have literally seen firsthand how this virus invades the body and the impact it makes on a person's health. However, what really makes this situation scary for me is that we do not know enough about this virus to combat it effectively. Honestly, I would go as far as to say that I believe we really don't know anything about this virus as we continue to learn more about it every day. What really bothers me is how some folks, if not a lot, continue to go about their lives as if it's no big deal, like this virus is like the flu or pneumonia. My community for sure is no exception to this ignorance, and I have found it actually worse here than most nearby neighborhoods. As I've mentioned before, I live in a beach community on Long Island, New York. The majority of folks living here are the outdoorsy type and live for their outdoor activities. Even in the middle of a pandemic, people out here are still biking, jogging, hanging out at the boardwalk, mingling with their friends, all without masks and not adhering to social distancing guidelines. I have grown quite disgusted with this behavior, as it is so rampant in my town. Even my own neighbors on my street have turned a blind eye to how serious this pandemic is. This is just beyond inconsiderate. These folks are extremely selfish, plain and simple. It's bad enough if you don't care about your own health. But what about others? It's people like this that are going to foster the continuation of this pandemic. What is really blowing my mind is how some folks are now even protesting against the government in opposition of social distancing, which has helped make this pandemic a little more manageable. These folks have gone as far as to say that the cure is worse than the illness. Seriously? To quote New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, the illness is death. What is worse than death? Okay, I get it. A lot of people are strapped for cash, and we need to get back to work. It's sad that we live in a world where money still reigns supreme even during a deadly global pandemic. We still got to pay for groceries. Landlords still want their rent. Banks still expect mortgages to be paid. The government still wants us to pay our taxes. And the list goes on from there, unfortunately. Money has been making the world go round for countless generations. And we as a society have done a piss-poor job in devising an effective alternative to address situations such as the one we're in now. Here is the irony with reopening the economy. Not everybody is going to go back to work right away. This pandemic has landed a serious blow to every business, both big and small. The losses have been staggering, and no one has been immune. The belief that every employer is going to have the financial prowess to bring all their employees back to work on day one is absolutely unrealistic. It's going to take several weeks, if not months, for many companies, if not all, to recover from their losses before they can even consider the thought of bringing back every single employee. There's also the possibility that some businesses may not even reopen at all. There is an old saying, it takes money to make money. Think about that. How is any employer going to bring their employees back to work, or even reopen for that fact, without the cash to make any of that happen? I'm not being negative. I'm just being realistic. I'm not going to lie. I would love to go back to work for my current employer. Aside from being paid quite well, I am quite comfortable doing what I do for them, and they have always done right by me. However, business is business, and in the end, I would expect them to make sound financial decisions in the company's best interest. With that said, if I don't get my job back, I know it would be nothing personal. It's just business. As it turns out, all these folks out there complaining about social distancing, not every one of them is strapped for cash, but rather are just suffering from cabin fever. To these people, I say, grow up, damn it! It's amazing how grown adults are acting like a child who has been sent to his room as punishment. Social distancing is not a punishment. It is an effective temporary measure against a biological threat the world has never seen before. Again, social distancing is a temporary measure. We are not going to be doing this for the rest of our lives. This is not a life sentence. Before long, things will be back to normal, and we'll look back at this and say it was the right thing to do. Is social distancing extreme? Yes, but it was employed under extreme circumstances. The seriousness of this situation required a response of equal, if not greater, proportion. As of this video's upload, there have been over 55,000 deaths, with nearly 1 million confirmed cases in the US alone. If this does not require extreme measures, then I sure as hell don't know what would. It's sad to know that when this is all done and we could put it behind us, those same knuckleheads that did not adhere to social distancing guidelines are going to totally discredit the measure we took to save lives. I can hear them talking nonsense right now. I didn't do any of that stuff, and nothing happened to me. Okay, great. You gambled with your life, and you got lucky. So now you're officially an expert on the matter, right? Next time a deadly global pandemic comes around, we should listen to you, right? Get out of here with that nonsense. Just because you chose not to listen to the real experts and came out fine, does not mean your ignorance was justified. Okay, I think I've said enough about this topic, and I'm feeling quite drained. It's another reason why I did not want to discuss this on my channel. I can't help but to get frustrated with the ignorance I'm seeing out there. We're not being asked to do a whole lot on our part to prevent further spread of the virus, and yet many of us are still finding the need to bitch and moan. Seriously, what are we being asked to do? Keep our distance from others? Wear a mask when going outside? Don't go to work and collect unemployment? Really? Is that too much to ask? Now is not the time to bitch and moan. Now is the time to be grateful for what you have. I personally am grateful that my family and I have our health. Life may be different, but we are still alive and will continue to live to see this through. This is what matters to me most, and this is all that should matter to anyone. Okay, again, I believe I've said enough about this topic. Having said that, I'm going to wrap this up now. As always, if you appreciate this video, please show your support and leave a like on it. and share it with others. Now, shut this damn thing off and go get some fresh air. But please, keep your distance from others.